Good morning, and welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of the Hill Country. I'm Janet Belden, and I will be the service associate this morning. Thank you all for joining us today. Visitors are a gift to us, and we especially welcome you here, whether it's during this Zoom service or on our YouTube channel. Our guest speaker today is Tret Fure, an award-winning singer, songwriter, producer, teacher, painter, and cookbook author with her own recording label and clothing line. If anyone has an announcement, please wave and Justin will unmute you, or you can post your announcement in the chat window. June,
1 second. Let me. Oh, gotta hit your unmute, June. June, you should have a thing on your screen to unmute.
No.
There you go.
A dinosaur. I asked Sandra's permission to tell you guys, and she was happy to give me that. She has 5 cats that need homes in the worst way. I've gotten to know them since she had her strokes, and they're really nice cats. They're all adults. I think the youngest is maybe a year old, and then they go up to maybe 4 or 5 years old. So they're young and healthy. They've all been neutered, and they need homes. If anyone knows anybody that needs a cat, I've already got 2. But if anyone else is short a cat or 2, I think that they're indoor-outdoor cats. I think that they would accommodate, in fact, here's one of mine. Anyway, that they need a home. So if anyone would like a cat or knows anyone that would, give me a call or give Sandra a call. That would be great. Thank you.
Anyone else? Right. We light this chalice as a symbol of our faith. Let its warmth comfort us and its fire inspire us. Please join us now in reciting our mission statement and affirmation, which will be displayed on the screen. We journey together, guided by UU values, to seek, nurture, and serve our loving church family, our community, and our world. The doctrine of this church is love. The quest of truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, to serve humanity in fellowship, to the end that all souls shall grow in harmony with the divine. Thus do we covenant with one another.
Just let me know. Thank you.
All right. Now Tret will perform the Zen of Being.
365 days till the end. Then I start a new year and begin once again. I move 2 steps forward and 1 step behind, into the future with the past still in mind. The Zen of being, the Zen of being. 12 times reminded of all that has gone, song. I close tight my eyes till they are blue once again. Not really my color, but a state I am in. It's the zen of being, the zen of being, the zen of being. 52 reasons to step forward and move. Not weak in my gait, not shy in my shoes. I open my eyes to the brightness ahead. No longer afraid, no longer afraid, no longer afraid. 60 incentives, 24 times a day, minute by minute in the most beautiful way. A smile as I wake, a tear of pure joy, a love I so cherish, 3 girls and a boy, and the zen of being, the zen of being, the zen of being, the zen of being, zen.
Thank you so much. While we aren't meeting in person at our church building, the bills still have to be paid. Please mail your pledges and other contributions to the church or go by and drop them in the mail slot. And now, Tret will present her sermon as song, Forgiveness.
Thank you. I would like to start by sharing a reading by Maureen Stewart from Subtle Sound. Hui Ning, the 6th ancestor of Chan and a seminal figure in Buddhist history from the 7th century, tells us we will never grasp anything by thinking about it after it has happened. If our minds are clear, we will see our original nature at this moment. If our minds are not fuzzy, not painted over by some fixed ideas, not held in thrall by old ways, old traditions, our original nature can be seen immediately. Huineng also says that if we hold on to an evil thought, we will destroy the cause of 1,000,000 years' virtue. What does he mean by an evil thought? One such thought that causes us all a lot of pain is resentment. It may make us feel quite superior to say to someone, "I forgive you." Things quiet down perhaps, but the pain and resentment may be pushed down into our unconscious minds, and a rigidity rises to the surface. We may say, "I'll never do that again," but how do we know what we will or will not do again? True forgiveness brings a great change in our hearts. We are always talking about open-mindedness, and again, it is easy to talk about, but difficult to do. What is it to truly open our hearts to forgiveness? It is to see all the blows of the fates we have experienced, all the rejections of the past, present, and future, all our weaknesses as part of a darkness that has helped to bring us more light. Watched you walk away, and I watched us fall apart, and I wondered how I'd get through it, and how I'd ever regain my heart. But the sun still shines, and the rain still falls, and the moon comes out, and the birds still call, and forgiveness is a powerful thing. And I can still hear those words and sense the pain in my heart, but I don't lie awake any longer, wondering how it all came apart. 'Cause the sun still shines and the rain still falls and the moon comes out and the birds still call, and forgiveness is a powerful thing. When I wish you the best, I wish you so well, and I hope you never ever have to go through that hell. But the beautiful thing is that hell isn't real. It's when you're caught between the prayer and the wheel. And because I let you go, my stilled heart started anew. And because I didn't let my sorrow linger, I found a whole new world and a love so true. 'Cause the sun still shines and the rain still falls and the moon comes out and the birds still call, and forgiveness is a powerful thing. And I wish you the best, I wish you so well, and I hope you never ever have to go through that hell. But the beautiful thing is that hell isn't real. It's when you're caught between the prayer and the wheel. The sun still shines and the rain still falls and the moon comes out and the birds still call, and forgiveness is a powerful thing. Forgiveness is a powerful thing. It is a gift, a practice, really. When utilized, is completely transformational. The verb forgive is defined as this: stop feeling angry and resentful towards someone for an offense, a flaw, or a mistake. Forgiveness is a conscious, deliberate decision to release feelings of resentment or vengeance toward a person or a group who has harmed you, regardless of whether they deserve your forgiveness. Forgiveness does not mean forgetting, nor does it mean condoning or excusing offenses, but it is the act of letting go and therefore letting in love. It is transformative as it releases that person from your anger, your hatred, your vengeance. And anger, hatred, and vengeance are three things we can most certainly do without. It's a hard journey, and it involves letting go of pride, of ego, of a sense of superiority. I release you. It's not what it is about. It is about surrendering to love, to kindness, and to care. So surrender is to display courage and wisdom. Finding forgiveness in your heart can be a breakthrough in the process of self-change, a complete transformation in attitude so radical that one is no longer able to live the ordinary life in the ordinary way. It involves radical trust. I want to share part of a story I heard this past week on NPR. It's a current conversation about an old wound. In 1995, 14-year-old Tony Hicks was involved with a gang in Southern California. One night, as he and fellow gang members attempted to rob a pizza delivery driver, Tony shot and killed him. That driver was Tariq Kamisa, a 20-year-old student at San Diego State University. Tony became the youngest person in California to be charged as an adult, and he served the majority of his sentence in maximum security prisons until he was released in 2019. It was in the prison's visiting room where, a few years into his sentence, he first met Tariq's father, Azim Kamisa. He and Azim spoke about healing, forgiveness, and an unlikely friendship was formed. It took me 5 years to develop enough courage to come and meet you, Azim, now 71, told Tony, now 40. They met in 2000. Before the meeting, Tony felt anxious. I felt so horrible for what I did that I wanted to be able to do something to help you heal in some way, he said. Azim remembered being surprised by Tony's composure at the time. You didn't portray any of the typical attitudes of a 19-year-old in our culture, he said. Azim said the first meeting with Tony was a painful moment. You know, one of the questions I had for you is if Tariq said anything to you because you were the last person to see him. He said, we locked eyes for a long time. It was painful. Tony called it the most difficult conversation that I had in my life. You were remorseful, Azim told Tony. You took responsibility for your actions, and in that moment, I got that the spark that was in you was no different than the spark in me. It was in that moment that Azim said he told Tony that he had forgiven him. Your forgiveness was heavy on me, Tony said. I didn't feel like I was deserving because I knew what I had taken away from you. But your example gave me space to work on understanding that I was worth being forgiven. But Azim left that conversation wondering why it had taken him so long. Why it had taken him 5 years. I always felt forgiveness is something you give to yourself, he said. I grew up in the Sufi tradition, and I think that helped me a lot to know that I didn't want to go through life in anger and revenge. And after our first meeting, my stride was much bouncier leaving the prison than the one I walked in with. It was a gift, and I honor you for doing that. Tony's grandfather pledged to befriend the Kamisa family and help them in any way he could. They developed a deep friendship. The two started a restorative justice foundation in Tariq's name called the Tariq Kasima Foundation, also known as TKF. When Tony was released from prison, he said, I wanted to go back to where I murdered Tariq and tried to bring my past and my present together in that moment. I wanted to reaffirm to Tariq that I am a changed person and that I wouldn't squander the opportunity. While he was in prison, Tony started volunteering with TKF. He kept a blog, recorded video interviews, and spoke with students about the experience. He continues to work with the foundation today. Tony told Azim, you are instrumental in the person that I am today, and I'm extraordinarily grateful to know you and to have you in my life. This is a moment when forgiveness is received and life-changing. Even if that forgiveness is not received in the way you wish or at all, that does not change your ability to perceive and accept the change for yourself. It requires radical trust that can change the course of your life forever. Rely, therefore, on radical trust, even though the moment may require you to leap empty-handed into the void. I have walked through these hills just to carry these burdens away, and I have wandered through these lands just to carry me further away from the killing, from the warmongers, from the demon that lives deep inside me, to the peacemakers, to the passion that will carry me further. And I have witnessed more than my fair share, and I've carried these burdens alone, and I have redressed as much as I dare, and it's carried me further along from the boasters, from the braggarts, from the demon that lives deep inside me, to the healers, to the passion that will carry me further. And I have been more than I ever thought I'd be. I have traveled farther than the eye can see, but I still can't find the secret of peace in this world. Whoa, whoa, and I would swallow all of my pride if it would carry you further away, and I would follow you to the ends of the earth if it would carry your burdens away from the hatred, from brutality, from the demon that lives deep inside me, to the heartbeat, to the passion that will carry us further. Whoa, whoa, from the killing, from the warring, from the demon that lives deep inside me, to the center of the passion that will carry us further. Oh, oh, I'd like to share with you a rewrite of the end of the Lord's Prayer, as written by Annette S. Marquis, who is a congregational leader. She never understood growing up as a Roman Catholic why the Lord's Prayer said, "Deliver us from evil." It always bothered her so much so that instead of the prayer she was taught as a child, she prays these words: Spirit of life, which exists wherever there is love, blessed be all your names. Strengthen our will to create heaven on earth, and help us embody a peace-filled world. Give us all our daily bread. Teach us to forgive ourselves for our failings and to forgive those who have failed us. Deliver us to evil and give us the strength to transform it to love, for love is the power and the glory forever and ever. Amen. I am sitting in this circle with my humble guides, surrounded by the ones I love, protected on all sides, breathing out and breathing in, and holding all that's fine. Though the world around me shatters, I center on this time. If for just one moment we are still beneath the dark and the dreary, if we could shine a light so strong, we may not feel so weary. If for just one moment we are still beneath the dark and the dreary, if we could shine a light so strong, we may not feel so weary. Breathing out and breathing in, and holding all that's fine. Though the world around me shatters, I center on this time. For I am sitting in this circle with my humble guides, surrounded by the ones I love, protected on all sides. May it be so. Thank you so much.
If anyone has any comments, please wave and Justin will unmute you.
Okay, Susan, just a second here.
Not a long description, just beautiful, lovely. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Linda, just a second here.
Thank you so much, Tret. As UUs that have been together for a long time, we have had differences among us occasionally,
Of course.
as most UU congregations do.
That's right.
and we've managed to forgive each other. Your words make us look even further deeper to make sure that we're not carrying any of that. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Anyone else? Vicky?
Oh, Vicky, 1 second.
Yeah, I enjoyed the sermon greatly and appreciate all of your talents, Tret. I'm interested in how you might consider forgiveness when the offender is someone who is disturbed or suffering from mental illness. I think that changes the transaction, the power balance. I don't know. It just makes everything different. And I wondered if you had any thoughts about that.
Well, I think it definitely would make it more difficult. But I think that even more so because of that mental illness. And I know that, for instance, in a lot of Alzheimer's patients, the anger and the rage that comes out is really difficult to deal with. But I think even more so, they need our forgiveness, because I don't think they're always quite aware of the responses that they have. It's, again, you know, it's not about forgetting. You can't forget when someone hurts you. It's hard to forget that. But the forgiveness is what allows you to open your heart and be hopefully a little more compassionate to that dis-ease that you have to deal with.
And it's actually for your benefit as well.
Pardon me?
Oh, I said forgiveness is actually for your benefit as well as the.
That's exactly right.
Yes.
Exactly right.
Sorry.
Anyone else? All right. Try to understand you're going to lead us in a sing-along. Piece of the Sky.
We all should sing in church and every day. It's one of the most healing things you can do along with laughter. So this is a song of mine. Jump in wherever you feel you understand. There's a lot of repetition in it, so you may jump in anywhere. But the words of the chorus are: raise your voice so high, like it's a piece of the sky. Let it rain down around you, let it rain. Raise your voice so high, like it's a piece of the sky. Let it rain down around us all. I walk out onto the moon as I gaze upon this big round night. And I wonder, as I always do, how the sun can make the moon seem so bright. It's a mystery to me, and it's a mystery to others I can see. And it's a reflection of our bodies, of our souls, of our hearts, of our hearts. And I walk along the Nolan Trail as it winds along the river to the sea. And I marvel at the water as it runs so deep beneath my feet. 'Cause it's a mystery to me, and it's a mystery to others I can see. And it's a reflection of our bodies, of our souls, of our hearts, of our hearts. Raise your voice so high, like it's a piece of the sky. Let it rain down around you, let it rain. Raise your voice so high, like it's a piece of the sky. Let it rain down around us all. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And I stand out in the morning sun, and I can feel the warmth of springtime return. And I thank my angels for another run, where I can touch the earth and taste the burn. 'Cause it's a mystery to me, and it's a mystery to others I can see. And it's a reflection of our bodies, of our souls, of our hearts, of our hearts. Raise your voice so high, like it's a piece of the sky. Let it rain down around you, let it rain. Raise your voice so high, like it's a piece of the sky. Let it rain down around us all. Sing with me. Raise your voice so high, like it's a piece of the sky. Let it rain down around you, let it rain. Raise your voice so high, like it's a piece of the sky. Let it rain down around us all. One more time. Raise your voice so high, like it's a piece of the sky. Let it rain down around you, let it rain. Raise your voice so high, like it's a piece of the sky. Let it rain down around us all. Let it rain down around us all. Let it rain down around us all. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Thank you.
Thank you. Now we extinguish this chalice, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. May the peace of this community preserve our going out and our coming in until we meet again. Thank you.